So you're aiming for HSK 5. You've probably heard all the chatter about some massive changes coming in 2026. And let's be honest, it's all a bit confusing. Is the test way harder now? Is that study plan you made totally useless? Don't worry, we've dug through all the official info to give you one clear, straightforward guide. Let's map out your new strategy. And yeah, let's be real, this isn't just some small software update. The jump from HSK 2.0 to 3.0 is a fundamental shift in how Chinese proficiency gets measured. The old ways of studying just aren't going to cut it anymore. And that's exactly why we're here, to give you the new blueprint. So here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the why behind all these changes. Then we'll dive into the actual numbers of the new HSK5, break down the test itself, talk about what skills it really proves you have, and finally, we'll give you a simple step-by-step for getting registered. By the end, you'll have the complete picture. Okay, section 1, why the change? To really get a handle on the new test, you first have to understand the thinking behind it. What was broken that HSK 3.0 is trying to fix? Well, the HSK has been evolving for a while now. It started way back in 1990 with a pretty complicated 11-rank system. Then in 2010, they streamlined it to the 6 levels most of us are familiar with. But here's the key. Even passing the old HSK 6 didn't quite signal that you are fluent enough for high-level academic or professional work. The full rollout of HSK 3.0 in 2026 is designed to close that gap and create a tougher, more respected global standard. And this is the heart of the new system, the 3 stages, 9 bands framework. Think of it like upgrading your TV from standard definition to 4K. It gives a much clearer, more detailed picture of someone's language ability. And what does that mean for you? Well, your new HSK score is going to carry a lot more weight with universities and employers around the world. Okay, now let's get into the numbers. In this next section, we're looking at the raw data behind the new HSK5. And you might want to brace yourself because this is where you really see how much things have changed. Just look at that. That isn't a small jump. It's a shockwave. The old HSK5, with its 2,500 words, is a thing of the past. The new HSK5 demands nearly double that. They didn't just move the goalposts, they built a completely new stadium. This completely redefines what intermediate Chinese looks like. 4,316. Go ahead and burn that number into your brain. That's the new target. It's not just about learning more random words, it's about adding a whole new layer of sophisticated, complex vocabulary to what you already know. And it's not just about vocab, you need to master 1,500 characters. And I don't mean just kind of recognizing them, I mean you need to understand their components, their structure, and be able to write them from memory. The focus is shifting from just passively knowing a character to actively being able to produce it. Right, and to connect all those words and characters, you'll need to know 357 different grammar points. We're talking about moving way past simple sentences and into the complex, nuanced structures that are the real backbone of formal, intelligent communication, the kind you'll actually need in a university or workplace. But here's the really smart part. It's not just about more words, it's about the right words. The new syllabus is a perfect reflection of modern China. You're going to be tested on words like scan QR code and e-commerce because that's the language of daily life there now. This isn't just an abstract test. It's a test of whether you can actually function in the real world. So we've figured out what you need to know. Now let's break down how you'll be tested on it. This next section is all about the anatomy of the exam itself, the actual blueprint for test day. The written exam is a 100-question, 2-hour marathon. But look closely. It's not just a test of what you know, it's a test of your speed. The reading section, especially, is a total sprint. 45 questions in 45 minutes. That's 1 minute per question. That means you don't just have to understand, you have to process information incredibly quickly. The listening section is often where people get tripped up. The audio isn't slowed down for you. It's at a natural, sometimes even fast pace. That means you can't just listen for a few keywords. You need the mental stamina to follow entire conversations and long stories, processing it all in real time. Okay, this next part is a really, really big deal. The speaking test, the HSKK, is no longer optional. It is absolutely mandatory. To get your HSK5 certificate, you must also pass the advanced HSKK speaking test. Think of them as a single package deal. This is a huge shift toward making sure you can actually speak the language. So, you do all this work. What does it all mean? What does a new HSK5 certificate actually say about your abilities? In this section, we're moving past the test itself to talk about the real-world skills it's designed to prove you have. The new HSK is all about assessing your skills as a whole. It's moving away from just testing passive knowledge. Now, it's about your active ability to listen, speak, read, and write in an integrated way. And you can see here, they're even introducing translation, which just shows how much more sophisticated the test is becoming. This quote from the official standards is a game changer. Read between the lines. The new HSK isn't just about what's literally said, it's about what's implied. It's testing your cultural literacy, your ability to get the subtext and understand the unwritten social rules of China. This is a massive leap toward testing true communication skills. And here's the bottom line. HSK5 is the new gateway. While HSK4 might still get you into some undergrad programs, if you're looking at a master's or a PhD program, HSK5 is now the absolute minimum requirement. It's the new gold standard for serious academic and professional work in China. All right, you know the what and the why. Now for the how-to. In our final section, we're giving you a simple, practical roadmap for getting through the registration process. Let's get you signed up. The registration itself is pretty straightforward, but you have to get the details right. Everything happens on the official website, chinesetest.cn. Just follow these steps, create your account, choose your test format, upload a correct photo, pay the fee, and, this is super important, do not forget to download your admission ticket before the exam. Now, you have a big strategic choice to make, paper or internet. The internet test gives you a massive advantage for the writing section, since you can type using pinyin instead of handwriting every single character. Plus, you get your results in half the time. The catch? You can't scribble notes on a physical test paper. It's a trade-off, so you need to decide what works best for you. And finally, here's a pro tip that could save you a lot of money and stress. The 10-7 rule. If you need to reschedule your test, do it more than 27 days in advance, and it's free. But if you wait until you're inside that 10-day window, you lose your entire test fee. Know this rule, it's a lifesaver. So here's the ultimate takeaway. The new HSK5 isn't just another level on a chart. It's a new standard. It's the official certification that you have achieved functional fluency, the key that unlocks real academic and professional doors in China. The bar has been raised significantly. The question isn't just can you pass a test, it's can you actually function in the language. Are you ready to prove it?